Hey guys, if you're a fan of Indian basketball, then subscribe to this channel and don't forget to press the bell icon.
School of Sports Excellence, we make sure you realize your full potential. And we have won every title in junior football there is to win. Here, you will get exposure to tournaments like Reliance, like Sobroto, like the school nationals, and being a part of Minerva School, you will do very well.
Yeah. So first of all, how's life going on in US and since lockdown, how you trying to be a fittest person? So tell us about that.
So, life is good in the US. Not very hectic, but yeah, just pursuing my dreams. After the lockdown, I actually am someone who's very active on my daily basis. I kind of tend to work out more or less every day. And also, I train kids online. I do Zoom sessions where kids come in and join, and then I train them from home. So, by training, I keep myself active as well. So, that is my one source of me being active.
Correct. So recently, women's basketball conclave happened, and you are the one of the panelists. So tell us about your experience, and do you think this kind of thing is going to help basketball? This kind of thing is going to improve basketball in India.
Oh yeah, I was a part of the panelist in the Women E Conclave. It actually is really good because before I want to say 5-10 years, no one actually took an initiative to gather up players and ask them about their experience and about what do you think we should do in the growth of basketball. Like there are when you actually bring in a lot of people together and when you talk about things, new ideas will come out, and that's how you get better at whatever you are doing. So I think this is very informative, and it is going to be very helpful going forward because probably not many people got out of it, but we have different ideas that was thrown out there, and we know where we're supposed to improve, how we're supposed to improve. So probably a lot of people will be beneficial out of that. And I find it very informative on my side too because I get to stay in touch with people back from India, especially from my basketball community, right? So this is like a very good opportunity for me to just stay in touch with a lot of people and know what's happening in Indian basketball. I found it very informative.
I've seen you writing something when that conclave happened. So what are the things you're writing about? So about your session, or you are taking some note.
I was taking notes. So, especially when you have eConclave, you have Tamaika and you have other panelists and coaches who has a lot of experience in the field, right? So when they tell you few things, you need to make sure that you can write it down, take down the key points that actually made sense to you, and sit down and read it out later for you. So my key points were more or less about her strength and conditioning and how important it was, and also about how she said that in a basketball game, the game has become very fast. From one rim to another rim, you're supposed to run in 5 seconds. So, she was telling all that, and I took key points. And then I was thinking about the game. So, when you're supposed to run from one rim to another rim for 5 seconds, that means you're actually exerting your whole energy so fast that you will be only in your best level of performance probably for 2 minutes inside the court, and then you'll be like, you'll have to take a sub and go back and then come back in. You can't be giving your best from rim to rim every 5 seconds, up and down, and not get tired. You know what I mean?
Correct. So,
So I was taking notes like that so that I can reflect on it, like, go back and see how can we implement this on the court? How can this be realistic? So I have to have 12 players who are equally strong, who are equally have the right endurance to run 2 minutes with full effort, and then I can sub them out. And then, this is more of notes for myself to become a better coach.
great. Yeah. So if you talk about your playing career, I guess you played last time for India in 2015 FIBA Asia, if I'm not wrong. You played for
Yes.
last time, and after that, you decided to shift to US
US.
to pursue your dream. So when this thing happened, and why did you decided to move US? Why don't you want to become a part of Indian women's team again?
It's not like I don't want to be a part of Indian women's team. So I moved to the US in 2016. So 2016, yeah, towards the end of 2016, I had an opportunity to come here. I always wanted to do something, get into the next level, probably by playing or some means possible. I wanted to look forward and grow, like, get better. Getting into the Indian national team was a huge thing. It was not just another thing for me. It was a huge achievement. But I wanted to know what I can contribute better, I can, bring in different, how I can be different, how I can create an impact. So that is one of the reasons for me to move here, like, move here and pursue basketball, and not just pursue it, but learn it before I could teach it to anyone, learn it the right way, learn, what is required. So I really miss playing, to be honest. But I do play with, so I coach at Dean College. It's a college in the US. It's an NCAA Division 3 college here. So every time I coach, I don't just coach. So I get inside and I play against the players. I challenge them. I still, like, we play against them, and I really enjoy it, and I really miss it as well. I am planning to play some local leagues here as well. So just trying my,
So when we can see you in action again?
soon. I'm still fit. I'm still, in good shape. So I wanted to be. I'll tell you why I became a coach. Okay, why I became a coach is, so when I was young, I had a lot of people teach me basketball. No one was able to show me. Like, for example, if a coach can tell you how to, put a layup in, but he was not able to show it to me. Like, probably he was a little old. Probably his skill was not all that well. So I wanted to become a coach really early, so that, like, when I'm teaching kids, I can show them, like, I can get inside, I can dribble the ball, because when they visually see you do it, they learn it faster rather than you just telling it to them. I can see you now.
Correct. So you played. If you talk about the things that do you think perception for women's basketball India is changing right now?
It is definitely changing, not just in basketball. Women perception all over is changing. Women perception in sport and other activities all around the world is changing, especially Indian women and sports. There are a lot more talents discovered. There are a lot more limelights on women right now. Women have been encouraged, and they get motivated. If one of us get out of the way and do something, the upcoming generation look at us, and then they pick it up so fast. All you want to do is have a mentor and have someone who you, like, follow and get inspired by, and all of that, and slowly and steadily we are getting better at it.
Great, great. So if you talk about your whole family is a family of basketball player, your mother, father, and everyone. So what are the things you learn from your family? If you talk about your father, your mother, I received a message before your conclave that she is looking forward to attend, but I don't know why she didn't attended that particular conclave. So what are the
Okay.
things? What other things did you learn from your father,
No, she
mother,
was
and
part of the
everyone?
conclave. She was. She just didn't turn a webcam on. She was the S, and that was my mom.
Okay, okay, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So if we talk about the what are the things you learn from your father, mother, and because you are family of basketball players, so what are the things basically you learn from your family?
Okay, before I tell you what I learned, I'll tell you how I learned it. So,
Hmm.
so my dad played for the Indian national team. My two of my uncle played for the Indian national team as well, and my mom is an Indian railway player. So, back at home, every time they sit down and they, when we have a family get together or when we have lunch or breakfast or dinner together, a common topic would be about basketball. What my dad will tell me his experience playing the game. My mom will share her experience playing the game. So as a kid, these are stories that I've heard and grown up to. Like, so when they tell me some basketball game and some incident, I would imagine it. I would be like, my dad used to tell me that his highest score in a game was 67 points, and then they won the championship and the whole crowd came in and they congratulated him, and it was a really good victory and all of that. So when he used to tell me stories like that, I used to imagine myself there. I was like, oh, what if it was me? What if I scored like that? What if I played like that? What if I was that person? So that is my way of visually imagining myself being at that place at a very young age, even before starting the game, even before learning how to play. He used to tell me stories. My mom used to tell me stories, and my uncle and all my uncles used to gather around, and we used to have a family gala time where they talk about basketball, and they talk about it so passionately that I just picked it up, and it was good to because my dad is my coach. My dad is my coach, and it's very different. My dad is really loving and caring and all of that at home. But when he's a coach, he's a coach. He's a very different person. He's very strong minded. He's very assertive. He's very strong. So you need to deliver whatever you have to deliver on the court. So I'm so glad that he was my coach and he was that, strong on me, because that's how I picked up. That's how I came out of my comfort zone. And that's how I got better as well.
So
And
what are the things you learn from your mom?
my mom, a lot of things. So my mom used to come and watch every game that I play, more or less every game, especially all these. So I started playing from my school. Then I played for SRM, this in college team. So when I was playing for SRM in one academic year, we play more or less, I want to say 50 tournaments, 50. So 50 tournaments. So in 50 tournaments, at least 3 games a tournament. Then see the number of games that I would have played in a year. So she used to come and sit down and watch every game. Like you asked me, why did I take notes? She used to take notes and she used to come back and tell me, you know what, you should have done this. You should have. She'll give me her input from a different perspective, from a different point of view. Sometimes you'll be like, probably I did my best, my mom is not right, but most of the time she's right. We didn't have the facility of videotaping our games and watching it ourselves. So my mom was technically doing that for me. She was taking notes, and she's coming and telling me, that time and that quarter you should have made that pass to that person, you should have taken that shot. It definitely, when you have people guiding you and giving you their inputs the right way, it will create a huge impact in your game and also in taking inputs as well.
Okay. So these are the things common in US. If we talk about the notes, if we talk about the visualization, because in
Hmm.
every match, video recording happen, either be it a school league or be it a baby league or college
Yes,
league. But
yes.
But this thing, if you talk about in India, this thing not right now.
No.
Maybe we can expect in future. So coming back to next topic, you're the part of the Indian team in 2015 last time, and that time only 15 days camp happened, and after that you guys went to participate in the FIBA Asia Women Championship, and the team didn't able to perform well, and they again demoted to level 2. Since then this debate is going on, level 1 and level 2. So when India is going to think about the winning any particular championship, particular international tournament?
I think you answered this question yourself. 15 days of camp, right? 15 days of camp. So what do you think? And in that 15 days of camp, I remember so well. So we were practicing at Bangalore Kantirva Stadium. So on the 15 days of camp, a Kabaddi League happened. So the basketball court was taken over by the Kabaddi League, and the Indian national women teams did not have a basketball court to practice at all. So we did, out of the 15 days, 3 days we didn't have the court to practice. That's the level of that's where we are at, to be honest. That is our reality. We need to be guided properly. We need to have the right amount of facility. We need to have the right amount of right coaching, right sponsors, right everything should. If you want results, then you have to prepare for it. Like the preparation for that result should be there. Yeah, all of us are experienced players, all of us are strong. I'm not going to deny any of that. Okay, all of us are individually strong, but Indian team is a team. So we all play from different states and different organizations, railway, Kerala, and all of that. So we are so used to playing against each other. So when you bring us together, we are playing together. Okay, we need to understand each other's game style. Because for example, I played I used to defend Gina all the time, so I know how to defend her. But when you put me and Gina on the court together, we need to get a sense of coordination to play together, right? And that won't be developed in 15 days. So for that, we need to have more practices together. We need to 15 days or even 1 month camp is not enough. We need to have a lot of off season training sessions, and then we need to have lift sessions, and we need to have a lot more team bonding exercises going on, so that it is evident on the court. Like you can't just put something out there and just say, all of you are strong, go win something and come back. That won't happen. It is a team game. So more of strength, more than just having strong players. We have to be a strong team, and that should be developed over time.
So, if we talk about the finance assistant, you're the part of railway team, if I'm not wrong, and you're the
Yes.
you're the employee of railway. So, railway every month railway pays the salary. And if you compare to US right now, you're the
Mm-hmm.
coach of one of the most prestigious women's basketball team. So, if we talk
Mm-hmm.
about the financial gap, how is if you talk about India and US? So would you like to say something about the financial gap in India and US, particularly in basketball?
See, whatever I'm doing right here is a seasonal job. So I'm a coach. So basketball season is just for 6 months here. So I only work for 6 months. So the other 6 months, I tend to do everything, whatever I want to do. I'm a freelancer. I work out in the gym. I conduct lift sessions and all of that. I know you're talking about the financial aspect, but with the railways, we used to get paid for one job, whereas we'll be doing two jobs. I'm an athlete, but I also get to go to work, right? So that is like two kind of jobs. So I used to get up in the morning from 6 o'clock to, I want to say, 8:30, 9. I used to practice, and then I could go back home, take a shower, quickly go to work. By 11 o'clock, I'm supposed to be at work. Then from 11 o'clock till 3:30, I'm supposed to be at work. Then I come back in the evening, I eat something, and then I have to go back to practice. So you understand how tired my body would get, like, immediately. You need to understand that a player is someone who you need to take care of them, so that they can how does Chinese players and Japanese players can play till 35, 40 years? Because of they preserve players, they take care of them. If you know that you have talent, you need to take care of the talent. And whatever we get out of railways is going to be enough for our day-to-day life. It is going to be our monthly income. I'm not saying that it's a very little pay, but our job is double. We do two work for one pay. So that I feel the workload of everything that we do is overall a lot, and the pay is very little. Whereas in the US, I get, it's my seasonal pay. So for I'll work for 6 months, I'll get paid for the whole year, and for the rest of the 6 months, I get to do whatever I can. Strengthen myself. I can go watch more games. I can get better as a coach, or even a player. I can get better as a player. Then I can do off session training. I can focus on something else for the rest 6 months. Then I can come back and do my season again. So the pattern, right? The pattern is very different.
After moving to US, how many times you watch Indian women's team game if we talk about in international tournaments, and what are the things you observe? If we talk about the current Indian women's team, we are not in the good shape. We are in level 2 and around 2 to 3. If we talk about the from 2018 to since now, we can't able to win any prestigious matches, or if we talk about forget about tournaments, we can't able to win any prestigious matches. So what would you like to say on this, and what are the games did you observe?
So I do follow them, okay, but I don't sit down and watch the whole game because I am teaching basketball here as well, and especially because of the time difference. But I do watch a lot of highlights because I am still in touch with a lot of Indian players till now. So I am good friends with Shireen, I'm good friends with Gina. So we kind of text and exchange certain things. We talk about certain things, and there are I so when I keep in touch, when I watch the highlights, and when I get to watch few games, I even saw the game where Shireen threw the last 3-pointer and we won the game. That was that is a player who would want something like that. That is a very it would be, if you ask her, she will say that is her happiest moment in her life. Again, when I talk about how we've gotten better, like I said, 15 days of practice, 30 days of practice, or even a month of practice will not get us into the next level. We need to start taking care of our players. And I'm not talking about the current senior Indian women team. So when you want to keep the team together, you can't just bring a strong players and make a team. You have to bring the team together from under 16, under 13, put the same girls together, work them together. That's how when you come to the higher, that's how the Chinese team does. That's how the Japanese team does. If you see their junior team, it'll be more or less everyone from the junior team or the youth team will be part of the senior team. So that those set of girls would be training together. Those set of girls will be playing and practicing and doing a lot of things together, so that it becomes a team without even them knowing. They grow together as a team. Whereas for us, I think we'll be in different states, and then once we'll be called for camp, and then we'll be put together for a month, and from there we'll be taken for international tournaments. And most of the players will be injured. Most of the players will come from different places, and then they'll try to exert their body and push their limits. And when closer to the tournament, most of them will be injured. So I think we just lack the proper guidelines. That's it. Other than that, we have everything else, to be honest.
Great. So if we talk about, do you think is there any possibility of professional basketball league in India? Since if you talk about from 2008 or 2010, I am listening that professional league is going to take place. Even you are listening more than me that professional league is going to take place. Professional league is going to take place. So when do you think is there any possibility of professional league in India?
Yeah, like you said, ever since I started playing, they've been talking about the professional league, but all of us are just talking. I'm including myself. I was someone who did, who looked up for a league, and now I am someone who is looking forward for a league. So we have everything again. We have so UBA was there in India, and my brother was playing for the UBA league, and within no time, a lot of players that were unrecognized were recognized, and a lot of players were like coming out. That's how you bring out talent, right? That's how you know. So when you play for your state team, you know how you get selected for the Indian team. You play for your state team, and then based on your performance, we'll have a panel, and based on your performance, the selection committee will pick you into like the Indian probables. So you need to know how many people out of that 12, like, only 12 people get selected into the state team. What about the rest talent? There is talent there. So these leagues will show out all those talents. These leagues are places where, your local talents can come out. And there is a huge chance that, we will have a league, but we need a pattern, and we need to think forward. It's not just for the next 1 year, next 2 years. We need to have a plan. We need to follow the plan. We need to have proper guidelines. We need to bring in investors. We need to have like an organization that runs the whole thing. So the structure should be very strong, so that the league is not just going to start and then stop. It should be a league. If it's going to come in, it has to have a strong structure so that it doesn't break. It has to have like a vision, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 20 years plan. It has to have a vision.
During women basketball conclave, you rightly said one thing, that it's not going to a professional league is not only going to help us. We need a league in each age group. Like
Yes.
you talk about the baby league and all this kind of league. So what's your views about that?
So I am a coach here for the AAU league. So the AAU league means the amateur league. So when I say amateur, I coach the 5th grade team, the 6th grade team, the 7th grade team. I even coach the boys team. When I say the boys team, I talk about the 10th grade team and all that. So getting exposed to a higher level of competition when you're young will put professionalism in you. Like, you'll become professional. So say you have a 4th grade team, 4th standard girls are playing against 4th standard girls. So they'll tune themselves. They are ready for the challenge. They will put themselves out there, and it will bring in a professional mindset in them at a very young age, which is very, very important if you want to become a pro athlete. They are exposed to that kind of challenge. They are exposed to that kind of leagues. They know what's happening. They have trophies that they win in every, like, we have season champions, we have interstate, we have interstate leagues, we have college leagues, we have school leagues. There are so many leagues happening here that the amount of exposure, that they don't play against the same players over and over and over again. One main thing is that when you actually start leagues, especially at a younger age, they get to play against different kinds of players. So the way that they play itself will evolve when they're playing. So you'll have to defend someone who is double your height, and then once you'll have to defend someone who is double your speed. So you will have to come up with game plans. You have to adjust your game accordingly, and the younger you do it, the better you're going to get when you grow up. So that's how it's going to help when you start leagues at a younger age.
So if you talk about that, how much you missed your family? Right now you are in US, family is in India. So how much you missed your family? And in from 2016, how many times you visited India? And tell us about that experience, living alone and without
Mm-hmm.
family. It's a really difficult task. So please tell us about that.
So I came to India twice after I left to the US. Yes, twice. Once just like in a jolly visit because I was missing home, and the second time was to come back to quit my railway job. I really miss India. Like, there are so many things that I miss. Like, even if you get down and walk on the road here, you won't see many people walking on the road. It's just cars going here and there. Whereas in India, you have like, a lot of things that you can see. And I miss the food. I miss the people. I miss some smiling faces. But the only one thing that keeps me going here is I always tell myself, see, you're becoming a better human being, you're becoming a better person. Like, getting used to new things. Probably you can learn as much as you can here, and you can go and, give it back to wherever, in India. So that's I tend to talk to my parents more or less every day. So video call, that is, I'm very happy that we have that. Technology's improved so much that I can get to see my parents more or less every day. And it's just one phone call away, and that's the only thing that's keeping me going right now.
So any plan for coming back to your country?
Yes, definitely. But I don't know when. But I also have multiple plans. I have plans of working here for 6 months and training there for 6 months. So nothing is out there yet. I want to, because my dad is telling, it has, like, he is still talking to me. He's like, come back whenever you can, and, like, keep a camp, or and organize, do something where you can teach basic skill set for kids. And I want to do that, but I don't know how feasible that is. But that's what I would want to do. Probably be there for 6 months and be here for 6 months, and be there for 6 months and be here for 6 months. I, I want to do both.
So my last question to you is that what's your views about current basketball federation of India? If we talk about the previous federation, there's many things is on the track. If we talk about, there are lots of challenges in that federation as well. But if we talk about the today's federation, there are many things is lacking. If we talk about the
Yes.
sponsorship, if we talk about the financial support, if we talk about the current guidance, many things is lacking. So what are your views about that?
So I broke into the Indian national team in 2012. Okay, so that time we, like, 2000. I was put on the camp, and I will want to say 2007. From 2007, I've always been in the Indian camp. I've been exposed to different kind of facilities. I know from where we came to where we are right now. So growth is there. I'm not going to deny it. But when Hari Sharma sir was there, growth was very rapid. It was very fast. Like, he bought in sponsors from IMG Reliance, and we were paid according to a talent. I was getting a monthly check from IMG Reliance, because we had different level of players, level A, B, and C. So based on your performance, the BFI was paying you a certain amount of money, because so that it encourages you. It's not okay, fine. End of the day, it's not all about money. But if someone's going to pay you for your hard work, you would want to do more. And what I feel is, from 2005 to 7 to 2010 11, we really, we peaked, because from we had school, we used to get
School,
accommodation.
college
Yeah.
league.
No, we used to get accommodation in schools for nationals. School
Yes, yes, yes,
classroom, we
yeah.
used to sleep in classroom. But now we have hotel rooms, and that was introduced by Harish Sharma, because he bought in Reliance, right? It was so they say that your standard will increase when you have a good night of sleep. How will you be able to sleep in schools, like, in a classroom, on a wooden bench? Would you be able to sleep well? Or if you have a nice bed in a hotel, will you be able to sleep well? You'll be able to sleep well in a hotel. When you're able to sleep well, your performance will automatically increase on the court. So everything is indirectly, connected. You have to, we have to understand that. And that growth from 2005 to 2011 was really fast and really steep, and then it started gradually going down. Again, I am going to
From
talk
20
about the
from
structure.
2015. From 2015.
Yes, the structure, right? We, because Reliance came in saying that I'm going to sponsor for the next 5 years. Did you see that it was overlooking? If you're going to invest something into basketball, and if you want to have immediate results, it's not going to happen. You need to have at least a 10-year plan to see results. So see how, players got better, the facility got better, and a lot more people started picking up the sport. And because we don't have a vision now, slowly it's going down, which is wrong. I think that's why I talk about the structure a lot more. I'm like, we need to have a good organization. We need to have a board where everyone knows what they're doing, where we follow a set of things that all of us are in together for. Like, that will take us into a different place.
According to your opinion, why don't you get because you said that you constantly attended the India camp, but you're not
Mhm.
selected for the team. So according to your opinion, why don't you
No,
get
it's
less?
not about not getting selected. So I was in 2007. I just finished school. So this is senior Indian women team. Of
Hmm.
course, there is a lot of talent. I'm talking about Geetu, Anita, Resprit. A lot of talents are there. So I broke into the team in 2009. I got camp in 2000. Pete. Pete was my first coach when he called me in for tall women basketball camp, and then he called me. I was back in for 2012. We went for William Jones Cup. I was part of the team. So it was not about not getting selected. We had equal amount of talent. One, and two, I was still working. I was getting better at it. There were so many things that I wasn't exposed to that I got. I've never had international exposure. 2012 was my first international exposure, and you just, it's about, not everyone will, even if you had good amount of talent, or even if you have good if you work hard, sometimes there is always someone who's working harder than you, someone always better talented than you. I'm not going to sit here and blame anyone for um, not selecting me. If I'm not selected, then I'll have to go back home and see what I have to get better at. And that's how I came back. If they didn't select me, I will go back home. I will work on my strength, and I'll work on my speed. I'll come back. Then I'll be a better version of myself. So there are so many, and everyone in the field know I've gradually improved over the time. And once they saw that game where, everyone would come up and appreciate me, saying that, oh my God, you're really good. You're going to go into the Indian national team this year. It has always been my goal. So I slowly learned, and I slowly broke into the Indian team. It was a progress. It was definitely a progress. And if I didn't get selected, then I'll go back and work on things. I didn't get demoralized. It was not something that I took to my heart. It was nothing personal. No one is in there is going to say, you're coming from the state, so I'm not going to give you this. Probably there are more talented people. Probably there are more experienced people who fit better at that time. So I'm going to take it that way. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to go back and get better at whatever I am. I want to. And then I came back. And then again, in 2011, Pete was the first coach that recognized me. He said, hey, you're talented. You have good rebounding skills. You have, you're fast. Your footwork is good. So, I would want to see you in the team. I'm still in touch with Coach Pete. If, I came here to the US, I met him. And sometimes you have to have that good touch with certain coaches, so that even if they they will mentor you the right way, they will tell you what to do, they will guide you, because Coach Pete still sends me notes on games. He will send me he was the coach in Ohio State, so he'll send me gameplays and he'll send me certain things. That's how you get better as a coach now. And again, I'm telling you, if you ask me if I'm the best coach, I won't say yes. I still have a lot of things to learn. I am learning. Just like a player, I am a coach. I'm still learning. I'm still. If you tell me that I am wrong at this situation, I would go back and analyze it, get better, and come back to you.
Frankly
That's
speaking,
how you get better as a coach.
yeah, frankly speaking, according to my opinion, you're not the best coach. You're the best observer of the game. If whatever
Thank you.
things I
Mm.
get to know about that. Since you are in US, how many NBA games you watched? Have you meet your and any one of your favorite players? Yeah.
So again, I'm telling you, right? I do the AU league, and then I do the college basketball. So it's very difficult for me to go and watch an NBA game. But I did go watch Spurs playing the Heat at San Antonio. My sister lives there, so she I was there, and she took me for a game. I saw James Harden. I am a hardcore fan of him. Vishesh always reminds me of James Harden. If I see James Harden's game and Vishesh game, it's more or less the same. The amount of calm, he's so calm when he plays. Like James Harden, so he's my favorite player. So I did have a chance to go see him play in live.
Any WNBA matches?
No, nothing. But I did go for a lot of NCAA matches. That is the college league. I went for Boston College. Since I'm coaching there, so what we do is, I'll tell you how we coach here. It is very different. So what we do is, if for example, we are playing against, say, a college team called Joseph. Okay, so we're playing against this team tomorrow. We have the game schedule. So if she's a left-hander or not, if she's a shooter or not, if she's a good rebounder, how to box her out. We come up with the game plans before 1 week for a game forward. So there's a lot of things that goes in. It's not just going on the court and coaching. So for me, the time, right, I have to sit and watch at least, I want to say 4 to 5 games a day. to start editing the video. So I
Hmm.
watch a lot of college games, and the more I watch, the more I learn.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time, and you're giving such a precious time to me, and it is really means a lot to me. And all the best for your future in coming days. We are looking forward to see a great coach from your side. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi. Thank you so much. And also, I need to apologize for coming in a little late. I
No
thought it was
worries.
11:30. I didn't
No.
mean to keep you waiting. And also, I know we've been planning to do this for a very long time, and I'm so glad that we finally, coordinated and pulled this off. Um, and I also wanted to tell you one thing. So, when I was playing, right, the media attention towards the game was very limited. I'm not talking about the big newspapers or TV channels and all that. I'm talking about even private, fan clubs or private pages, like, whatever you do on Instagram and Facebook and all that.
Mm.
So the more you guys encourage, the more you guys question, the more you guys bring different perspective, a lot more people will start getting into the game. I'm not just talking about players, I'm talking about viewers as well. And I think you've been doing a great job, just getting that attention and talking to people and coordinating. Given the time and space that you have a limited access to internet, you have a limited access to like a lot of things, but still you're trying to make a lot of things possible. And I've been seeing your videos, and I think you've been doing a good job. I want you to congratulate on whatever you've been doing, and thank you for your support.
Thank you, Apurva, for your time. And once again, I want to say that it's not easy to if you talk about basketball in India, it's not easy to work for so long without any support and anything. But since I'm trying my level best to get the best thing as much as I can, and every day, because it's my passion. Neither I do.
Don't you One thing is that you don't think that all your effort is not being noticed, right? People who are
Hmm.
in the field will definitely notice. People, like, you're slowly bringing different perspectives, so people in the field will notice. Like, maybe they won't reach out to you to appreciate it, but they are noticing. And like I said, I'm here, but I still see your work. So there are a lot of things that that you think that a lot of people are not seeing, but maybe you don't know that they're seeing. But you keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Thank you. Thanks for your compliment. Even in future, if we can collaborate and do something for Indian basketball, that really means a lot
Sure.
to me, because whatever things I'm currently lacking with the lots of good player or good coaches, which I want to collaborate and do something. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to collaborate with you and do something
Sure.
for Indian basketball,
Definitely.
which no one never think and never imagine that. Thanks for your time, Apurva.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You too. Bye bye. Have a good day. Good
Have a
night.
good
Sorry.
day.